Today on Friday Night Bolos on the ChaChing Show, we're talking about the abacus, what it is, and why you should buy it. It is that time again. It is Friday night. That means it is time for Friday Night Bolo. Today we're going to be talking about something you should be on the lookout for. It might not be common in every part of the United States, but you should be looking for it, and that is an abacus. Now this is the most common one you're probably going to find. This is a Chinese style abacus. It's going to be made out of wood, rosewood, bamboo, something like that. Abacus in the basic Chinese definition means counting tray, and you can find these in many different styles. No one knows the exact origin of the abacus. We have found them anywhere from China all the way to Europe. In fact, all around the world. Most of them are going to be that you find today are going to be Chinese abacuses. They're very common in Russia, Africa. Actually, they're very common among blind people, especially in, I'm told, Russia and Europe. And it makes sense because it's something tactile that you can, if you are visually impaired, you can do math with your disability. Now, in my case, I happen to run into more of these in the area I live, which is the Midwest and the Upper Plains, than other parts of the country. And the simple reason is, if you look at history, the ones that built the railroad or were very instrumental in building the railroad, Chinese immigrants, Chinese Americans, their culture still at that time, the late 1890s, 1880s, very much used the abacus in normal trade. Now this happens to be a newer abacus, something that you would find more commonly today, but they're built virtually the same. The structure here, you're going to find, the most common structured abacuses are going to be wood, bamboo, and sometimes I've even seen stone. The most common joints you're going to find are going to be these little brass hardware pieces. This abacus was probably made sometime in the last 30 years. This is probably the most common brand you're going to run across, the lotus flower brand. You're also going to find another brand called Diamond brand. Not as desirable, but still they can bring money. Now, when you're looking for these, chances are you're not going to pay a lot. I've never paid more than a couple of dollars for one. Even antique ones said I've sold for, well, several $100s. I just can't say that word today. The abacus, there we go, can go $600-700 for the right vintage abacus. You got to look at brand and you got to look at structure. The most common ones are going to be 63 beads and 91 beads. There's also different variations of that. Sometimes you'll find them much smaller. This happens to be a much smaller abacus. Also, lotus flower brand. This happens to be, I want to say this is a 63 bead abacus compared to this one. I always buy these. Now this happens to come with this bag. I don't know if that's an original bag for it or not, but this one is probably from the 60s. This is a very old abacus compared to other ones that I have. You're going to want to do your research. You're going to want to count the beads. You're going to make sure they're all there. I have found some where they are missing beads. Don't ask me how that happens. Kids play with abacuses and they take them apart. So always make sure your beads are there. They range from probably 200 years old, which is probably the oldest one you're going to find. You might find some of those on the West Coast. Probably about 100 years old is what I find around here. All the way to brand new ones that are electronic. So just be on the lookout for these things. They're often overlooked, and you can make good money on them. This guy here, I'm going to get like 30 to 35 bucks for. This guy with the bag here, you know, I'm going to probably get $75 for. I don't think I paid over $3 for both of them. So it's just one of those sleeper items that people don't know about. You now know about it. Now add that to your toolbox and get out there and buy these. They're really, really, really a good item to turn. So that's your Friday night BOLO. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Really quick, good information for you. Go out there, flip those abacuses, make some money. Stay tuned. We got more BOLOs coming up next week. We also have some ride-along videos and some practical teaching coming up. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you later.